Good morning. Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Trading with Sergio. Every Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Although I may be doing more of these during market hours, so please subscribe and turn on all notifications. Number one, I may not do them every day at 10 a.m. Pacific. I may some days do it at the market open, kind of impromptu. But on Mondays, it's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, followed by Power Hour on Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Those are staying the same, with the exception of during the week, I may do a couple of extra impromptu live streams. So in order for you to get notifications, subscribe and turn on all notifications. So welcome to Trading with Sergio. I'll go through the trades, obviously, what I did today, and my positions. I post my positions, full transparency. For the members, I do it every day pretty much. They know what I'm doing. So if you want to support the channel, please become a member. Click join. And you get a few perks. You get direct access, obviously, and then I do a members-only live stream in the afternoons on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. So you get 4 extra live streams, and yeah, you can have the replays, obviously, of those. Those are really fun to do. We talk a lot about different things. It's all about paying it forward. It's all about adding tools to your toolbox. I said this before. I don't want to give you a fish. None of this is trading or financial advice. I want to teach you how to fish, and I want to add tools to your toolbox so you have the tools, because for each tool, there's a job. If you're missing the tool and the job at hand requires a certain tool and you don't have it, you're going to get smashed. Like, figure it's like a carpenter, right? Well, you have 50 different chisels and hammers and whatever. You use the hammer the most, obviously, right? But you may need something that requires a special tool. Well, trading is like that. Have a special tool. So when that job comes up, it may come up once a month. It may come up once every 6 months. But at least you have the tool and you know how to react and you know how to take care of the what's in front of you. So you're not scrambling for the tool. You're not trying to figure out what tool you need for that job. So trading is like that. It's, to put it simply, is to have the tools for your toolbox. Have a full toolbox. You may use only 3 of them, 80%, 90% of the time, which is great, because I think, I was just on the quant data. I did a little bit of a presentation, and a lot of people are new there, so they were asking me, like, what do you recommend for new traders? What I recommend is to get really good at, or great at 2 things, as opposed to average at 20 things. Get really good at and figure out who you are. Figure out where you belong. Do you belong in day trading? Do you belong in swing trading? Do you belong in position trading? Do you belong in options? Do you belong in shares? You need to figure that out. And that's why it takes 3, 4, 5 years for each trader to figure out what they're good at, as opposed to being a hummingbird, going from flower to flower to flower, or get affected by some person on YouTube or social media posting, oh, look, I made 20K today. Oh, look, I made $1 million this month. Great. Show me the money, right? Because all they're trying to do is sell you some sort of Discord subscription or whatever. Listen, get good at a couple of things. Keep it simple, stupid. Get great at a couple of things, as opposed to being average on, like I said, 10, 20 different things. That's the problem with new traders. New traders don't have the patience to get really great at 2 things, 3 things max, and have the patience to wait for those setups to occur, because they do occur. You don't have to trade every day. Markets open every day. You don't have to be involved every day. And I talk about my 3 Ps quite a bit, right? Patience, position, and planning. Have a plan. Have the tools. When you do face that situation, You know you have the tools. You can structure a trade in a second, and none of us are at the moment are trading with bots. I have a HFT trading algo that trades by itself, but the point I'm trying to make is most retail traders are still trading manually. Well, you're up against, billion-dollar hedge funds who use automation, who use AI, who use machine learning, who can, who have the tools to run circles around retail. But then, do they? Right? While they've been selling, retail has been buying on that last dip, the tariff fatigue dip. And who's right? Look at retail, right? So retail does have sway on the markets now, and mostly, though, unfortunately, they're in all zero DTE trading. Okay, are you going to do zero DTE trading? Well, there's many ways to trade zero DTEs, directionals and neutral positions and all kinds of things. Figure out what you're good at that. If you don't know, and if you're just going to hoping to get lucky every day, like you're at the casino pulling the one-armed bandit slot machine, it's not going to work. It may work for a day, 2, 5, week, month. Ultimately, you're going to blow your account and you're going to have a sour taste in your mouth and you're not going to come back. The market needs players, right? But in order for you to be successful and have the longevity and have the staying power, you have to manage risk. You have to size correctly. Overnight news risk is immense right now. Look what's happened over the weekend. I mean, Russia and Ukraine and, China is coming back and saying, screw you, U.S. We don't want to talk to you because you're doing this. You're doing, it's just too much, right? So it's mostly fluff. Weed out the news. But one thing is for certain. The market is reacting less wildly to the intraday news. So at the moment, actually, Powell is about to speak, Jay Powell, right? So what is he saying? Let's see. I don't know what he's saying, but he must have said something good because everything is turning green now. So my point is just understand what you're good at. And it takes a while. Don't blow your account. Keep your powder dry mostly, and you'll find your niche. And once you find it, stick to it. Don't jump from flower to flower to flower. Don't get, impressed by somebody else's results. We're all in it for ourselves. My results are not going to be your results. Your results are not going to be my results. What you do for yourself is not going to be for me. What I do for me is not going to be for you. Period. So, because our risk tolerance is different, everything is different, right? Our conditioning is different. Our knowledge is different. Our character is different. Some people take oversized risks and they're okay and be able to sleep with it. Some people can't. And those are all the things you learn over years and years and years. And that's the advice I gave to the quant data crowd, amongst other things, obviously. But yeah, that's for you guys. That's trading with Sergio. So I may do this tomorrow. I may do this the next day. During the week, I may just the hours may change. But if you do get the notification, feel free to join. So let's see what's happening with the news. What do we have? Economic news. So today, ISM manufacturing PMI data. Fed Chair Powell speaks. I don't know who's speaking now. Actually, I may turn that on in the background. We may listen to it together. Today, this week, is all about jobs. Tuesday, April JOLTS job openings data. Wednesday, May ADP non-farm employment data. Thursday, initial jobless claims data. And Friday, May unemployment report. A lot of jobs this week. It's important. I've been talking about this on my channel for at least a month now. There is a possibility of a yen carry trade part 2 happening. And if you guys don't know what that is, please visit the channel and make sure you understand what that is. Let's see. Say hi, hey, good morning. All these, by the way, are on the channel, right? If you miss a live stream, you can click on the replay. And full transparency, I post all my positions for the subscribers. The members get my live trades the second I do them. Pretty decent group. They're learning, though. I can tell they are. And members get the trading live, like whatever I'm doing in whatever stocks or whatever indexes I'm doing, they get it live. Again, don't do what I do. What I do is for me. It's not trading or financial advice. You need to find what you're good at, and you will find it. You will pay some tuition to Wall Street. Look, no, you have to pay your tuition. There is no free meals here. All the best tools you get may not be suited for you. Tools are not going to make it. You still have to pull the trigger. And we're still all human, right? We still have emotions. We still have fear. We still have greed. You know, we still have all these very powerful emotions that are part of trading. Can you trade like a robot? No. Even I can't do it after all these years. But I have come to expect that, or I have taught myself that when I am, when my gut is telling me, and there are signals of that, it happens 2-3 times a year. There's cold periods and there's hot periods. When I'm hot, I know how to really press hard. And when I'm cold, I still trade, but just basically spinning my wheels. It doesn't go anywhere. That's when I know that I'm kind of lukewarm, or if not cold. So with all that, I think the most important thing for traders is to figure out what they're good at and keep doing that. You know, definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So you try something, it didn't work. You try it again, it didn't work. You try it again, it didn't work. Why do you keep trying? It's time to move on. So that's what traders do. But once you find out what works for you personally, to your lifestyle, to your risk tolerance, to your, you know, emotional state and financial state, obviously, then stick with it. Don't change. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. All these things apply. Yes, they're simple things, but they're the most valuable things I can tell you. The trades I give you may be valuable for today or tomorrow. Okay? Next day, I'm not around. I shut the channel down. You're not getting trades. What are you going to do? You're going to go to some other YouTube channel. You're going to subscribe to some other dude or lady. You're going to join their Discord. You're going to do this. You're going to. It's just, no, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to be the best you can be with the tools you have, with what's comfortable for you. You can't just go, you know, let's get lucky today. Let's YOLO. Let's HODL. Let's do this. Let's do that. It doesn't work. I mean, for me anyway, it doesn't work. So I used to day trade. Now I figured out, okay, I've traded everything. Not my cup of tea. Could I? Yeah, of course. Do I have the tools? Yeah. But now swing trading, position trading. Take a position. Take a stand. You're right. You're right. You're wrong. You're wrong. If you're wrong, learn how to cut it. Such as I had a TLT trade that went on for a month and a half. Initially, it worked beautifully. I had a $5,000 profit on the trade, literally within a couple of weeks. What happened? It didn't work out. I had a thesis. I structured a trade. I put it on. Okay. On the way back, gave up the profit, but didn't let it go to red. In fact, closed the last bit of it last week with break even or a little bit of a profit. And where would I be today if I didn't do that? You have to. The market is smarter than you. Market doesn't give a heck who you are. Market doesn't give a heck how much money you have in your account. Market doesn't care about your education. Market doesn't care about your experience. Market's going to do what it's going to do. If you keep arguing with the price that's in front of you, you're going to lose, because that means now you're creating personal biases. Then you go, oh, I know better. I mean, you don't know anything. Even I don't know anything, right? The only thing I know is the scoreboard. Price. Price takes precedence. What you see in front of you is the price. You start arguing with that, you're going to be in trouble. As a trader, investor, different story. So yeah, you have to figure these things out, man. You have to figure these things out. Okay, some news. Let's see, what's the news? Is that why the market's rallying? Atlanta Fed U.S. Q2 GDP now forecast was just raised to 4.6. Wow, GDP is growing. Well, so much for TLT. That was my TLT trade. I was thinking the economy is going to slow down or we're going to go in a recession. TLT, which is the inverse indicator of the 20-year note or 20-year bond, will go up. Well, it didn't. Well, TLT getting cracked today. Interest rates are going up. Now, administration wants lower interest rates. Well, with that kind of GDP, we don't need lower interest rates because gold market is seeing that. Look at gold today, all-time high, absolutely flying. So if we cut interest rates now, right, you got to look at the macro picture. You can't day trade looking at the macro, but you can, if you're swing trading or position trading or for your portfolio, long-term portfolio, you need to pay attention to macro. We can't get, we don't need lower interest rates. And the bond market's seeing that. Bond market's saying, okay, if we cut rates, actually, inflation is going to come back. We have to adjust for that. Gold all-time high, Bitcoin hanging in there, stock market 2-3% from all-time high. All these hard assets are flying. Okay, well, there you go. That's where we are. So I guess no lower interest rates. So let's see what's happening in the background. Let me put the link up if you guys want to come on. Anybody wants to come on, you can grab the link. If you have, you don't need special software. You just need to grab it and show up. It's a web-based software. Okay, so let's see what's happening. We rallied a little bit. Now we're pulling back. Not much is going on. Let's go through the positions real quick. You guys can see this, I hope. I'm pretty sure you guys can. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is the 2-minute chart. Okay, day trade. What should we do? Should we buy or should we sell? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Vic, who wants to day trade? So Vic's buying puts now, I bet. I don't know, SPX puts. All right, let's look at the puts. We're at 59.11. This is 0 DTs for today. 5900s are $4. Okay. Where are we going to go? 58.80? Should we do a 5900, 58.90 put debit spread for a couple of bucks? Let's see. You buy those. You sell these. Yeah, $1.70. Should we risk it? No, I'm not going to even look at it. Not yet. Let's go through the positions first, and then we'll take a look at the rest. Where are we? All right, we have, I'll post these on my community page. So I did some trimming today on some long positions. And so I have a position on Webull. I tried to add this morning. I couldn't. It's still open there, waiting for it to fill, but it didn't. So I'm out to July 18th, regular expiration. I'm short to 12.5 puts, long to 15 calls, and short to 25 calls. So I'm spending the money from the put side, the credit, to buy some call debit spreads. So that's that. Did I mention I hit cover calls? Yeah. Anyway, so I'm long 4,500 shares of EVgo. Hit 4.5 on Friday, but I had cover calls. I didn't do anything. Of course, now we're at 375. Now it's actually at the range to add some more. I'll probably add to that right now, today. I was short OKLO, OKLO, the physical shares. Covered them today about 51.5. I was short of 54 and change range. Tried to add to Oscar Health this morning when it was down. Couldn't do it. But still have have a synthetic on. I'm short the 15 puts and long the 15 calls. Straight up, no debit spread there. Stock is 1407. I like the stock quite a bit, and these are also July. I am short through options now. Pony AI. I'm long the 15s and short the 17.5s and 20 puts, and I'm also short the 12.5 puts, and so that's where we are. And what else? Oh, and we ride. I was long 4,000 shares, and I was short cover calls. Bought the calls back, and trimmed the 1,500 shares down to 2,500 shares. I'll sell some puts there though. And yeah, that's where the positions are at. I'll post these with any changes, obviously. And let's see if any of you wants to come on. What do you mean? What was the quantity on SPX? You mean the MVC? 5,900, if that's what you're asking. Okay. I hope I answered that. So anybody want to come on? Nobody wants to come on? So it was I guess it was the open, right? I mean, it was 5,900 staying at 5,900. The MVC, but MVC is not everything, so you need to, be careful with that. Okay, so let's watch paint dry. Let's see what we're gonna do, if we don't do anything. If anybody wants to come on, there's the link. Please do show up. You guys can see that. Okie dokie. Yeah, holding the positions, really not much to do. I mean, when you do take a position, you need to give it some time to work out for you. So I was trying to do more of the Weebles at 225 credits. So what is that trade? Let's just go into a little bit of the details. So selling the 12.5 puts and buying the 15 calls and selling the 25 calls means if I do it at 225 and stock is 1140, so 12.5 minus 225 is 1025. So I'm willing to buy shares on July 16th at 1025. If it's there. If it's not there, then it's not there. So let's buy 500 more shares of EVGO. Make it 4,000 shares. We're buying, not selling. At 373. I mean, I had this is the problem with cover calls. I have sold cover calls expiring on Friday. They'll lock me in. And, now I'm break even on the thing, right? I was long at 370. It's 4.5, 4,500 shares. Looking for a breakout for the next leg to get up to 5.5, 6. Still are, but basically back to square one. This is what I don't like about cover calls. That's the problem with cover calls. This is another one that I'm kind of watching. NVTS is the symbol. It's actually outperforming. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. So that's the 2-minute chart. Actually, I'll go through some charts. Yeah, I think that's, let's look at the trade there. Let's go out to July. If we sold the puts, 5 puts, 70 cents, bought the calls, we don't want to do that. We're putting money out. We're going to do the same thing as we do on Webull. Sell the puts, buy the calls, and sell the calls. Which calls do we sell? How can we do this at a break even? Let's go sell the put and buy the call, buy the 5 calls. And sell the 8 calls. Okay. 3-cent debit. And we're at 540. Oh, that's not a bad trade. That's not a bad trade. Will it revisit the highs of 7.5? And VTS is the symbol. They got a major contract from NVIDIA, by the way. That was the reason that it went from like $2 to 7.5 in a couple days. Okay, that's one possibility. That's Webull. Actually, let's go through some charts. Okay. Alrighty, that's Webull. It was a SPAC. It came out first day, went to 80 from 10. Figure that out. This is SPX. We're consolidating here. I mean, waiting for the 20-day to catch up above all the moving averages. This uptrend needs to get kind of deleted now, perfectly honest. We broke it. It didn't make any difference. So we removed that. There's gaps left on SPX. There's resistance up here. Obviously, we're about 2-3%, not even from the all-time highs. That's SPX. This is QQQ. The uptrend still intact there. We're going to keep that line open. Again, only a couple of points, couple of percent from all-time highs. If we go through some Max 7s, Apple underperforming actually. Microsoft is top performer in Max 7. So is Netflix. Actually, this new high. Instead of going through all the Max 7, let's go through some of the stuff that I'm watching that I want to trade, actually. Archer pulling back to support. Archer Aviation. Yeah, if we pull back to 50 EMA, I'm going to either through options or through stock, I'm going to give it a shot. Excuse me. About 9.5 range, we're at 978. So one other thing, patience, right? You got to wait for it to come to you. AI earnings were good. Pulling back, closing the gap on low volume. I like this quite a bit. This was the earnings day. That's the second one that I'm watching. So I'm just going to put up what I'm watching. Archer AI. Bull we looked at. Yeah, EVgo. What's the position? I mean, yeah, you know, like cover calls will just hold you in. I could have bought it and sold the stock, but then it doesn't matter. I sold the cover calls at 10 cents. So lower the cost by 10 cents, actually. Okay, yip-de-doo. Let's get rid of these labels. If you have any questions, put it up. I'll be there in a minute. Gold. Yeah, absolutely tagged the 50 MA, turned back up. Nice consolidation pattern. I will not trade GLD, but I will trade NUGT, which is Nugget. Retesting the high at 80.81, obviously into resistance now. NUGT is the Direction Daily Gold Mining 2X ETF. These are the gold miners, not gold. The GLD is the physical gold itself. Hood having, look at that, new highs. I was short Oklo. I covered this morning. I was short from like 54.5 range. Consolidating, really. I'm just got lucky with the short there. Pulled up a few points. MSTR, MicroStrategy or strategy. Bitcoin is holding. This is the, this normal pullback actually to 105 from 110 made an all-time high. Long-term port, I'm actually going to try to sell some Kava puts, cash secured puts. I have a position in it. I want to add to it, but not there yet. Yeah, long-term port actually is doing better than my trading account at the moment. NVIDIA. Yeah, I mean, you know, everything is everything is in bull phases. There's no ifs and buts about it. And NVTS, we just leave that alone. Palantir has its own mind. Back to green, almost an all-time high. A little struggle here, but it looks like, a little bit of a bearish divergence. I don't mind going short Palantir when the bearish divergence is done. Pony AI, just going through the positions. Just a wall sitting at 16, hit 16 again this morning. This thing is either going to go to 10 or it's going to go to 30. Don't know. Just wait until it starts moving and then you act accordingly. If you have questions, please put them up because I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, this is the TLT. This is the 20-year ETF. Down a lot today. That's why you trim. That's why you get out. That's why you change your mind. That's why you go, okay, I'm wrong. If I didn't say that, I would be like looking at a loss. So that's the thing. Tesla, I don't know what's going on with Tesla, but this pullback is pretty normal actually. We're pulled back today almost to this lower range of the trading range, down to about 330 from 367, 368. 50-day average would be a decent entry on that, about 308 to 310. Although MACD is rolling over, I would hold off on that. TSLL is what we trade Tesla through, which is the 2X ETF. I'm very interested in AI, ACHR. These are the three I'm watching, obviously outside what I have. Lemonade. Yeah, I like these types of charts that are going sideways, 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 and then once they break out, they break out. I like Lemonade quite a bit. It's not a lemonade stock. It's Lemonade. And what else? Yeah, that's where things are at. So that's NVTS, Oklo. Those are the four: NVTS, AI, Lemonade, and Archer. And Oscar, obviously, I have a position on. Yeah, we're back to 14. It had like a run in midday. I don't know where that came from, but it's okay. Let's see. Yeah, I got up to 1444. That's a huge bar with huge volume. Now it's just kind of giving it back. And that's intraday. And this is wool. Yeah. Nothing happening really. SPX. You guys want to day trade, huh? Well, what is there to day trade? We're just grinding higher. NBC 5900. Okay. Are they going to sell it off? Because this was the morning. This is a 2-minute chart. If I'm on day trade, I usually watch a 2-minute, 10-minute, and 60 minutes. So this is the 10-minute chart. Into resistance, kind of. You know, if I'm going to short it or buy puts, I do it at 59.20 range. That's where resistance is at. And this is the hourly. Right there. It's just going sideways before it goes higher. I mean, it looks like a consolidation because it kind of, this is the daily. We have a little pennant thing or whatever going on before we make a new high, it looks like to me. Although MACD has turned down, but once we turn up here, next leg is going to come. So bullish. We're not bearish. Intraday, I don't know. Honestly, it's really difficult for me. Intraday is tough. I really don't need to pay attention to intraday. There's the 2-minute. Okay, so we pulled back to 59.10. We were as high as 59.16. We were as low as 58.60. This goes to show that what I said at the start. This was the open on, you know, every dip. See the rally after the dip? Buy the dip. That's what is happening. There is no ifs, buts, or questions about it. Every dip is being bought. There's a dip, We gap down in the morning, rally right back up. We gap down in the morning, rally right back up. So why short something like that? I don't know. Doesn't make sense, even for me, who's not a day trader. I did try to add to Oscar, actually couldn't do it. I'll do it if I get a chance. I have enough positions on it, actually. Okay. Yeah, I gotta watch Pony if it breaks down. Yeah, this thing is strange. There's a wall here. 1602 today. How many times it has 16? Look at this. This is 10-minute, 10-day. That's 16. 50 actually. Here's 16. Let's go back a little further. 16. 1630. 16. 16. Just a wall here. If we roll over here, break 16, this thing's going to die. And that's why I'm trimming my WRD. But we will see. Because they're kind of alike. Or the same, let's say. So that's where we are. Let's go back to the 2-minute SPX chart. Let's see if we got any questions or anybody wants to come on. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Thanks. Not going to trade off that. Just watching. Matching. Watching. Okay. Can't come on. Pets guy here. Oh no. Oh no. Imagine that disaster. Holy shit. Apple is heavy because Trump is Trump is sitting. I told you guys. There's only one CEO. His name is Donald Trump. Whatever says, whoever says, doesn't make a rat's ass a difference. Okay, no questions. We'll go back to charts. Alrighty. We're just kind of going sideways. I guess that he's done talking yet? I don't know. Is he? Is he done talking? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just wait. This is trading for you guys. If you guys want to day trade, you got to wait for your opportunity. It's just sideways to higher, a little grinding higher into resistance at 59, 20, 22 range. So we're in the middle of that range. Are we going to go close at 5,900? If MBC is 5,900 and we're going to go close at 5,900, what is the trade? 59.10, 5,900 put debit spread. Or I wouldn't buy the puts outright. So, so where are we? 59, 59.10, 5,900 put debit spread. Should we gamble? Vic? Should we throw $1,000? Why would we do that? If we're going to close at MBC. This is July. What am I doing? Always pay attention to what you're doing, by the way. Open the wrong expiration. Okay. 59.10. 5,900 is like $2.50. We can make 10. We're buying the 59.10 and selling the 5,900. It's $3. If we do 5 of them, it's $1,600. How about risk less than that? If we believe that 5,900 is the MVC, let's do, where are we? 59, yeah. Well, that's MVC. So if you do believe, we're going to go there. Okay. So the way I would do this is 5,900, 5,910, long the 5,910 puts and short the 5,900 puts. Max gain is 10. We're putting up 3 and change. If we do bounce here, which we should, I'll put it on for it to go to MVC, which is also VWAP, by the way. 5,900 is VWAP. VWAP meaning so you leave the trade open, you size it correctly. Do I want to do 5? No, I don't want to do 5. If I'm going to gamble, I'm going to gamble with like 2 contracts, let's say. So if we do bounce back to 59, 16, 18, I'll put it on. And we have 2 hours and 20 minutes to the close. That's where we are. Okay. Let's see how true this is going to be. We're just going sideways, man. And grinding higher. Sideways and grinding higher. Although if MACD goes below 0 on the 20, we may have a little bit of a waterfall. We shall see. Up, and there goes down tick. Let's see. We're at 385. We're at 330. 350. Let's do a couple at 350. No, go the other way. 2 at 345. So we can, max loss is 700 in this. The max gain is 2,000. We're rallying, of course. All right, let's do a couple. Did we miss it? Obviously, so far. We're at 320 debit. Yeah, we missed it. Let's cancel and go higher. 350 debit. 335 debit. Man, these things move. They move fast. Where are we? $4 now? No, yeah, almost 380. Okay. Yeah, on this little push up, we may get it. See if we can get it at 335. Well, we need to stop here. If not, we're going to roll over. Seems like it anyway. So, Vic, I'm doing this for you. So you become a member. You can teach us how to day trade. When you don't get executed on these 0 DTs, you don't leave it there. You cancel, you start over. We canceled. But it should be like a 4. Okay, we'll give it a shot at we're at 380. Still a couple. 360. $380. Yep, 350. Yeah, we need to hold here, otherwise we're gonna roll over. But then it's the same pattern here. Go sideways, sideways, sideways. Theta decay for 0 DTs will kill you. And then you get the big move at the end of the day. Which one? Up or down? It's like a crapshoot. It's like a 50-50 shot. Honestly. The day trade, if you're going to day trade, was here and here. Not when it's chopping. Not when it's got all kinds of potholes. 370. Yeah, if we get up to 59 and change, 12 or so, I'll do it. I think we're going to go MVC at the end of the day. Okay, let's see if you guys have any questions. Hey, you want to come on, Marcio? Vic G goes, not yet. You want to come on, Marcio? Grab the link. I know you're busy. Yeah, I'm saying VWAP. VWAP. Mojotronics. No, VWAP. That's what I'm saying. Like VWAP. That's what I'm trying to say. Forgive my accent. VWAP. Is that better? VWAP. I'll make sure I pronounce it correctly. Apologies for the misunderstanding. 390. We're just going sideways. I haven't done it yet, Vic. Don't get excited. I may do it though. Are you putting on a 0 DTG trade? What are the strengths? No, I'm just messing around, spending some time until 11, until I get off. Yeah, you're no, I think it's just a mixture of both, Mojo. Your ear, you're hearing from loud guitars and my foreign accent. Am I trying to put on a 0 DTE trade? What are the strengths? MVC is 5,900 today, so I'm thinking we'll go back to 5,900 at the end of the day. That's it. That's it, buddy. You know, we're just going sideways. Right there. Although MACD is kind of rolling under 0. We've done that like 4 times and then we bounced. So do the opposite of what you're thinking of doing and just go long. No, yeah, we should hold right here. No. What are the odds we close out VWAP or we close at MVC? MVC, most valuable contract. It's pretty high. We're at 4. Okay, how do we also get to MVC? Is just the most open interest for that for today anyway, and most highest volume. So yeah, 40,000 of these traded, 2,200 open interest, 35,000 of these traded, 1,500 open interest. And the closest one is the highest open interest and volume for both sides. Now we're 59.07. Okay, kind of rolling over. Or do we wait until VWAP and buy it for a push at the end of the day? That's another one. That's another possible trade, right? Let's see what the other shit is doing. Webull 1145. EV go 372, back to square one. Oscar 14, nothing happening there. Pony 1711. Okay. We ride, nothing. Nothing is going on. Except we're just rolling over a little bit. Rolling. Okay. We're at 410. So I tried to put it on at 330. A couple. Day trading is like fucking shooting craps, bro. If anybody can do this, I want to take my hat off to them. There is a couple of you, if you trade all day long, you're not going to make money. But if you grab one of these major moves, then yeah, maybe you have a chance. Otherwise, if you're glued to the screen trying to grab every nickel and dime, you're definitely not going to make money. Definitely not. Yeah, I'm done with I'm not doing that anymore, Marcio. What I'm trying to do is find out where NBC is, and if we get too far away from it, put on a directional. Selling credits is way too much of a risk for the reward, especially in these types of markets that can be moved massively with a tweet or two. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Selling, put credit spreads, call credit spreads, great, yeah, fine. Just wait, decay, expire worthless. Most of the days you're going to be fine, but all you need to do is, if you're not glued to the screen and watching it closely and you let one get away from you, go to max loss, you just lost 10 trades worth of gains in one trade. So, yep, yeah, I'm just doing directionals and using quant data for if NBC. Okay, so this morning NBC was at 3,900. 5,900. We opened at 5,860. That's your trade right there. After that, no good. Now it's just chopping, going sideways. Actually, higher highs, higher lows. There's nothing really. You don't need to. You can't short this here, and you can't buy it here yet. We're like literally in the middle of nowhere. I went ahead and bought more shares of AFRM. Yes, you may be wrong. You noticed I have not mentioned AFRM. There is a time. Look at the other three that I mentioned. Archer Communications, AI, ACHR, AI, Lemonade, LMND, and NVTS. Find one of those that's to your liking. All four of those are better than Affirm at the moment. Just because you made money in the past, you need to start moving on. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. So, and in fact, let's look at Affirm. I haven't looked at it for a while. So sometimes you're in love, sometimes you're out of love. Affirm. This is the 2-minute chart. Let's look at the daily chart. I'm assuming you're going to hold this. You're not day trading it. And yeah. Like we're in the middle of nowhere. We're just consolidating here now. If you caught it on the way up, great. If you caught it from here to here, great. But now it's just going to go sideways. Kind of dead money-ish between 47 and 57. Although, I mean, wide enough range that if you can trade it if you want, but I wouldn't. It's not my favorite. I'd rather do AI on pullback. In fact, let's look at a trade on AI. What happened last time earnings came out? It went up. It didn't close the gap. Did it close the gap? Let's look at AI. Let's go to July. July 25 puts 170, 180. July 25 calls $2, so we have a debit. Mm. 25.30. Yeah, we could do it with a credit. Sell this. Buy this. And sell the 30s. 27-cent credit. Not enough. Then structure something else. Structure something else. That's the way you got to look at it. You got to take in enough money when you're doing these types of stuff. Archer was one, NVTS was the other one. Just going sideways before it takes a leg higher, it looks like. We couldn't do that with enough credit either. Yep, didn't do that. Lemonade was another one. I like that chart quite a bit. Yeah, sideways, sideways, sideways. 25, low risk, 30. We're at 35.75. Yeah, just going sideways before it breaks out. Let's look at some options there. We're not going out to March. Let's look at July. 35. So 35 puts are 3.5. Earnings are up. I think earnings are out, but I'll check it in a minute. 35 puts. Buy the 35 calls. This may be decent credit, actually. Sell this. Buy this. And 45s. 37-cent credit. Why are all these so little credit? Huh. See if the earnings are out of the way. Yep, earnings came out. It reacted okay to it. I like this chart quite a bit. It reminds me of this one right here. Definitely worth watching. Definitely worth stepping up. Resistance obviously at 40, but after that, long term, yeah, it's an interesting chart. Definitely keep an eye on this puppy. Back to the ranch. What do we do? We're rallied, of course. There's a 2-minute chart. Yep, it was just held. And we rallied. Again, this is another one. MACD goes down. Crosses right back up. Okay. We'll just, no need to push. Let's see. SPX moving up. Yes, it is. Holding until it hits 80 again. Okay. Yeah, SPX is moving up. That's why we didn't do the put spread. Nothing to do, man. And not much to do. Yeah. Sometimes do the opposite. Oh, we're not going to do that either. That's moving up to now. Gosh. Okay. 11:50 now. Ooh. Pony. Pony, pony, pony. Are we going to break this puppy this time? We're positioned to do it. EV go. Why do I even have a seller there at 390? Doesn't make sense. That train left the station. We're back to even. What do we do with ABGO? Do we sell calls? Is it worth selling calls? What are the weeklies on this thing? I mean, I hate these back to square one trades. You do something, you have a profit, you don't take it, and then you're like dead. Yeah, 10 cents again. Let's make another 10 cent surge. It's worth it probably, but maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, or if it moves back to 4, we chuck it, honestly. So we're watching that, and that. What else we got? This one may definitely move it. It's going to move. Excuse my voice. Are they trading a lot? Let's see. Let's see what the June 20s are. Not really. Not really. Oh, we got up to 551. Let's see, the 10-minute. Yeah, just holding VWAP right there. Next move to 7. Don't say I didn't say it. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Where's EV go at on the hourly? Yeah, support is at 355. It'll be a shame to watch it go there, but it is there nonetheless. You sell the call, the next day stock hits 4.5. How does that happen? Does that happen to you guys? Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, it's okay. The other positions are okay. Okay, we got to cancel this. It's not going to work out. Adding to Webull, I mean. 225 didn't happen. Where can we do it? Can we do it at $2? Let's see. Sell. June, July. Buy. Sell. 190. We don't want to do it at 190. Maybe we do it at $2. Let's do it at $2. $2 would be 10.5. I'll take it. Add 5 to $2. Let's see if it works out. Let's see if it works out. Okay. Back to that. Back to SPX. What is going on? Nothing is going on. Watching paint dry. Yeah, we got up to here. Another one of these patterns. Are they going to squeeze at the end of the day, go to 59.20? So we're at, okay, the same trade that we were going to do. Okay, it's probably like $3 now. Yep, 59.10, 5,900, 345. Back to 345. They don't decay, man. Even if you sold that debit spread, they just don't decay. Are we going to go to 5,900 is the question. That's the $1 million question. Or are we going to rip at the end of the day? We put a key reversal in the 2-minute chart. Back to 350. Let's load it up in case we're going to do something. 360. And when you do this, there's time decay. You guys need to figure that out. So if I do it, I'll put it on the members chat. I doubt it. Anyhow, So if nobody wants to come on, positions are the same. Nothing has changed. I trimmed the WRD. Tried to add to Oscar and Weeble. Couldn't do it, but still have decent positions on it. Added to EVGO at 373. Back to even on that. Waiting on Pony. Short Pony, long WRD, but trim WRD by 1,500 shares. Raise some cash. And that's where we are. So that's that. Okay. Good question. Why am I trimming WRD? Cover calls still look, yeah, they do. I just felt like trimming. Number one, still have 2,500 shares. I'm looking at if Pony does take a crack, this may get down back to 8.5, and I'm at 7.5. I'll take, some profits. Always take profits. Holding on with the 2,500 shares at 780 now because it's first in, first out. And have the 10 calls and 12.5 calls written against them. So that position is going to stay until expiration of June. Either get called away, so some more. You can always sell puts on the pullback. That's why I trimmed, because look, I didn't take profits on TLT. Nice profits, back to even. Didn't take profits on EVGO, back to even. Got to take profits. So back to what works. Remember, Doug, stocks are what? Remember, stocks are to be bought and sold. I still have a 2,500 share position with the calls on it. So I bought the calls back, closed them, the 15s and 12.5s with profits, and sold the stock. I held them enough. 2,500 shares still there. I'll sell the puts. If Pony breaks, WRD is not going to go the other direction. It's not going to break like Pony, but it's going to go down a buck. At least. Then I'll put the 7.5 puts out again. There's always a game to play. So the 2,500 is staying. It's not moving it's staying until expiration. Period. Same thing. Yes, sir. Okay, folks. If nobody's joining, keeping me company. Okay. I will see the members on the chat group. Again, thank you for joining Trading with Sergio. Mondays. I may do it Tuesdays, Wednesdays. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Please put a thumbs up and turn on notifications so you get the notifications when I'm going live, because it may be odd times. It may be market open, depending on what I'm doing the rest of the day. If I have time, I'll try to do it at 9, 10 a.m. If not, maybe some days 6:30 a.m., some days, at 9 a.m., some days at 10 a.m., some days I may not do it. But Mondays and Fridays, Trading with Sergio at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Fridays power hour, that continues. In between, what happens is up to my schedule gods. All right. Be well. Make some money. I'm not. It doesn't look like I should be day trading today, but I may still do it. See you guys. See the members on Wednesday. Members live. And see you guys somewhere else. Same here, 2,500 shares. Yeah, mine are covered too. Good. Mine are covered with the 10s and 12.5s. I had 4,000 shares covered with 15s, 12.5s, and 10s. 10s stayed the same. Closed the 15s with profit. Closed the 12.5s with profit. Well, the stock is still 2.5, almost above my initial 1,500 shares. Remember, first in, first out. So I took some profits. It seems like this market is not a home run hitter market, and there'll be a time for that. That's more than a single. So 7.5 to 980. It's pretty decent, especially if you took some money also on the call side. Yeah, you got to take those. You got to take 30%, 20%, 40%, whatever it is. And then trim. You got to trim. You got to take profits. If you don't take profits, you can get the TLT and EVGO situation. Back to square one. There's no need for that. Would I rather have that 5K profit I had on TLT? Of course. But how do you know? Well, you just let it work for you. But then when you're wrong, you're wrong. You just get out. That's why I got out. and thankfully I got out. Hopefully EVGO won't turn into that, but I won't hesitate to sell it. I mean, that's it. You do something and you hope it works out. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, you get out. Anyway, so see you all maybe tomorrow, and see you all on Friday, Power Hour.